Hey everybody, this is Mr. Regner, and this is How to Solve Equations, a special tutorial just for you. So in order to solve equations, one thing that we have to know is that every equation has two expressions, one on each side of the equal sign. And sometimes those expressions will have variables that are alone, and that's awesome. That's the solution. So if it says x equals 5, right, we know that's the solution. X is 5. But sometimes those variables are combined with other things, and so we have to use inverse operations in order to solve those things. So an inverse operation is another way of saying the opposite operation. So if I'm, there we go, adding, I need to subtract. That's the opposite. If I'm subtracting, I need to add. If I'm multiplying, I need to divide. And if I'm dividing, I need to multiply. By doing that, it kind of undoes what's been done. Is that right? And so that way I can get the variables alone. So if variables are attached to something else, I want to get the variables alone and isolate them. Let's take a look at an example right here. So we have x plus 3 equals 10. So if I'm trying to isolate my variable, I know that I'm going to be adding this 3 on here. So I can use the inverse operation, and that is to subtract 3. By subtracting 3, that's going to take that plus 3 away and leave my variable alone, which is what I want. But the problem is that this equation is like a scale. It has to be balanced. And with that balance, by subtracting 3 over here on the left side, now my right side is no longer balanced. So I have to subtract 3 on both sides to keep it balanced. Over here, 3 minus 3 is just going to leave me with x. So I can simplify that down on the left side of my equal sign. And then I have 10 minus 3. Well, 10 minus 3, that's going to give me 7. So x equals 7. I've just solved this equation by using the inverse operations. I could take my 7 and plug it in back up here. 7 plus 3 equals 10, and I can double check and make sure that I know I'm right, and I am. So that's how we solve a single equation. But sometimes we have more complicated equations like this one we see here. 5x minus 2 equals 38. Same principle. So this side has to be balanced with that side. They're perfectly balanced with that equal sign. But this is a two-step equation, meaning I have to do more than one step to solve it. So first, I can look here at my minus 2. I can use the inverse operation of subtraction, and I'm going to add 2. And of course, I want to add 2 to both sides. When I simplify that down, my 2's cancel out. So I'm left with, this is bad handwriting for my video, 5x equals 38 plus 2, which is 40. So I have 5x equals 40. Now that 5 is attached to the x, and I want to get x alone. So if I do that, I have 5 times x. So the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 5, and I'm going to do that on both sides. So now to simplify this down, I have 5x divided by 5. 5's cancel out, so I have just x over here, or really it's 1x, but we just call it x. And then I have 40 divided by 5. So 40 divided by 5, of course, is going to be 8. So x equals 8. I've just solved a two-step equation by just doing the inverse operation, not once, but twice. And I showed all my work. Again, I could take my 8, plug it in where x is. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 minus 2 is 38. So that's my way of double checking and guaranteeing that I've got this solution correct. So once again, this has been a quick video showing you how to solve equations. I hope it's been helpful for you, and good luck as you solve some equations now on your own.